Did you want to go for a walk, Dottie? Is that what you want? Did you want to go for a walk? Did you want to go outside? There she goes. Whoa. There she goes. Come on. Well, good morning, everybody. It's Sunday. We have a little adventure today. I don't know exactly how it'll turn out, but a friend bought a generator, a Honda 2200 generator. And they needed some help from a couple of us here to set it up, put in the oil, and get it going for the first time. And lo and behold, I actually owned one of these for 2 years, so I knew exactly how it works and exactly what to do. It didn't work. Could not get it to start. And it just didn't seem to be getting fuel into the carburetor as best as I could tell. And, I reached the limits of my expertise, and of course it's under warranty, and they would have to take it to Phoenix from here to find an authorized service center that can do warranty work on Honda generators. So it's about an hour and 45 minute, almost 2-hour drive. And of course they would have to drop it off, and I'm sure they're not going to work on it while you're there. So you'd have to drive 2 hours out, 2 hours back, 4 hours round trip. And then when it's ready, another 4 hours. That's 8 hours of driving almost. Maybe longer if you happen to hit rush hour or an accident. Phoenix traffic is terrible. So that was kind of a bummer. And then Saturday night, I was having dinner with my friends Charley and Diane, if you remember them from Eagle Nest. They're here in Quartzsite. Come on, Dottie. And I was kind of telling that story, and Charlie's eyes got real wide, and I realized this guy is an expert in this stuff. I completely forgot he worked for the state of Kansas, the highway department. And so he's like, yeah, I can probably figure out what's wrong with it, Rob. And I said, well, I'll bring my friend out tomorrow. That's today. It's early in the afternoon today. And that's going to be the adventure. I'll be filming Charley, but not my friend. My friend is someone that doesn't want to be on camera, and a lot of people are like that. A lot of people don't want to be on camera and have their self publicized. It's perfectly understandable. So you'll see me talking, and Charley and probably Diane, and we'll take a look at what Charley sees, and hopefully it'll have a happy ending, and Charley I see the problem, and here's the solution, and he gets it started. With my luck, what'll happen is he'll start it, and he won't do anything. He'll just flip all the switches, and it'll start for him. I really seriously doubt that. Because I really tried, and there were two of us that are that know about generators that were trying, and two heads, and we pulled that thing probably 30 or 40 times total. Come on, Dottie. I bet you're hungry for breakfast, aren't you? Come on. Go on. See these, I always wonder these holes in the desert here. You see this one. And there's one here. They're pretty deep, and you kind of wonder what lives in there. Mice, rats, I don't know. Snakes. Come on, Dot. I have a game camera that I have in a tree up here that is motion detection at night, and I catch little critters as they go by at night. And I was saving them for the end of the season. I was going to do a big long run of all the critters I captured all season, and I accidentally deleted a bunch of footage. So I kind of had to start over. I'm a little bummed about that. But it's, you see my rig up here, and you see this, I'll walk right up to the little tree. I know it's pretty easy to find out where I am out here, and certainly if you're out here and you see me sitting outside with Dottie, come by, say hi. If I'm not there, I'm inside, I'm likely pretty busy. This is the tree, and you look real careful in there. It's good, it's camouflage. It's right in there on the trunk, and it shoots right out here. Coyotes and rabbits and such. But if I'm inside, I might be doing a Zoom session. I get up very early in the morning, about 4:30 or 5. So often I'm taking a nap during the day, so please don't knock on my door. But if I'm outside, come on by, say hi, have a seat, chat with me. I'm happy to do that. I mean, please don't bother my campmates here and ask, where's Rob? They're pretty private people, so please don't do that. But again, if you see usually I'm sitting in this chair, and Dottie's usually here on that. Get up there, Dottie, see? And I'd be sitting right there. Please come by and say hi, have a seat, visit. So I'll next shot will be when we're on our way into town this afternoon to see Charlie, to see what he can do about that generator. Take care, and I'll see you in a few minutes. Or for you, just about 1 second, probably. Okay, here we are at the main road of the LTVA, and we are headed into town to Charlie and Diane's. I tell you that we did go out to dinner, and it wasn't a huge success. And I want to choose my words carefully on this restaurant. There is a new Indian restaurant in town, and it's open 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, and it's next door to the Loves. And so a bunch of us went there, and it is very authentic Indian food. In fact, what we noticed, that most of the customers were truck drivers that were obviously Indian. So curry dishes and everything that they served was very spicy. And it was just, everything that I ate was just too spicy for me, and especially for Diane. I think Charlie was okay with it, but Diane, it was not a good experience for Diane, and I feel terrible about that. but there wasn't much we could do about it. So I'm sure it's great Indian food because it's packed with, you know, truck drivers, obviously from India, that seem to really love it there, and you know, and I think there's a reason they're open 7 days a week, you know, 24 hours a day, because they get that the truckers that really love Indian food. So what we got there is really good Indian food, but good authentic Indian food. Just make sure that you want good authentic Indian food before you go. It's you buy a plate for $15, and from a board you choose what the two dishes that you want combined in there, and they serve bread and stuff. It's, you know, if it wasn't for how spicy it is, and as I'm getting older, I'm finding I'm getting less and less tolerant for spicy foods for whatever reason. So anyway, that's what happened. And look at what a beautiful day it is. And I didn't mention that it is over 80 degrees now. It's about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. We're going to be a little late. I said to Charlie we'd be there at 12. It's 12:56. And the Ford temperature says 87. I don't believe that for a minute. I think about 81. I've always suspected the outdoor temperature sensor for the Ford here is under the hood, and it's going to be hotter under the hood than the ambient air outside. But I had, you know, he was just leaving George. Dottie's with me, of course, you saw. And George is at home, and I opened all the windows and turned on the exhaust fan just to keep the temperature in the 80s in the trailer. So this is by far the warmest day I've experienced since I came to Quartzsite on November 15th. And it's not a lot of clouds in the sky, but I think it's quite hazy. I don't know what that's about. As I look north here, I can barely make out, and you probably can't see the mountains at all, and I can barely make out the mountains to the north there. No, there was something going on in that wash. You couldn't see it, but I looked down this wash, and there was a Ranger parked in the middle of the wash with another car, and there were a bunch of people standing around. Something was happening there. But boy, now today, on Sunday, a week after the Big Ten is finished, it's looking a lot fewer rigs out here. But I would say it's still a fairly robust population in La Posa West and La Posa North here near town. But it's a lot thinner than it was, of course. And I'll be anxious to see whether these Class A's have moved out of here yet. There's someone I was wondering aloud in a video, I think it was one of the comment videos, I wonder what method they used to move all these Class A's to their next destination. And they're still here, I see. They haven't moved them yet. So I still think they're actively selling these. These are all Class A's, and I'm pretty much sure they're all used Class A's. But someone jumped in the comments, as I hoped they would, and said, hey, I did notice how they did it last year, or in prior years, is they do pay drivers to come up and drive them to the next destination. And my question was, if they do that, how does the driver get back home or whatever? And what they said was, most often 2 or 3, maybe 4 drivers will drive from a particular area they'll share a car, and they will tow the car with one of the Class A's, and they all go to the same destination. Then they unhook the tow vehicle and drive that home. So that made sense, because I was saying, well, I'm sure it exists that they have, 18-wheelers of big trailers loading Class A's on. I wouldn't think you could load more than 2 of them, right? Maybe 3 somehow if you stacked one on the other, but I've never seen it. Just because I've never seen it doesn't mean it doesn't exist, right? But I've rarely seen it, and I do know there are lots of job opportunities out there for people to move these, to be paid to move these Class A RVs, for moving between shows, delivering to customers, things of that nature. And I would imagine you would need a commercial driver's license. Not because you need a commercial driver's license to drive your own RV, but I'm thinking you would need one to professionally drive an RV. And you guys, the truckers out there and people that know, might be able to jump in the comments and say whether my guess is correct or not. There may be someone listening that's done a gig where they've moved an RV and can tell us a little bit what it's like. This video today, I think I really wanted to do it because I think it's a typical thing that could go wrong when you're a nomad, right? So my friend is out in Quartzsite, bought a brand new high quality generator. I mean, a Honda generator you're buying a Cadillac generator for that size. There's copper windings. They're known to last for 20 years. It's a 2200 is a small generator, yet it costs $1,000 for a new one, that's what my friend, close to what my friend paid, I believe. So it's rare to have them not start out of the box. And they have great warranty, but the issue is that, I think I mentioned on the walk this morning, that it would be probably close to 8 hours on the road to get the warranty work done, because one would have to take the generator from here to the shop in Phoenix, and then I've had small engines worked on before, and I've never experienced them saying, hey, well, look at it right now when you're here. That's never happened to me. I suppose it's possible, but it's very rare. So they would say, hey, we'll call you when we diagnose it and we're done with it. So that would mean 2 trips to Phoenix, which would be, if you're really lucky and there's no traffic, we're talking an hour and 45 minutes. But if you factor in any kind of traffic and the amount of time you're going to spend in the shop both times, we're talking 2 hours out, 2 hours back, 2 trips. That's 8 hours on the road. That's a lot. And that's the kind of thing that it's a good idea to mentally prepare for that kind of thing when you are a nomad. And if you love this lifestyle, you're probably going to fall in love with staying in places that are not anywhere near big metropolitan areas. So that's one of the prices we pay as a nomad is, heck, we're lucky we're that close to an authorized dealer. We're coming up to the Arizona Sun RV park here. They've been very happy with this RV park. Very nice people. This is I'm on Quail Trail and I'm turning on Las Palomas Avenue. And I'm going to sneak right in here Ooh, look at that bus. That's an older Class A, but that's a really nice one. I bet it's really nice inside, well built. Look at that. Private coach, it says. And I'm betting it originally was the kind of coach they use for musicians and things like that. And here we are, that's Charlie's blue truck right there. And they're sitting out there. This is the Honda in question. And so remember the possibilities I told you guys, and here's Charley. And I'm just going to quote him. He said, this isn't going to take long.
It won't take long probably to figure out why it's not running.
Right.
We'll see if we've got anything fixing that. Or if we can fix it. This is the choke. Fuel off. Well, it actually has a fuel pump, doesn't it? Leave it there.
And then there's a vent cap.
Okay, yeah, well, that needs better. How
And
much
that's-
gas is it full?
We filled it. It's off. The vent cap's off now, and that's the on position.
Okay, that's the one position. And this is the choke. Let's see if there's actually any fuel
In the carburetor.
in the carburetor now.
So
There's fuel.
there's fuel in the carburetor. So we're a little surprised by that because
Well, it sure, yeah. It smells good too. There is fuel in there. So now, what we need to do is find. Well, I want to look at the oil level too, because I know that they have a.
I know the spark plug is right here.
Okay, that's good. We'll check that out next.
And I watched her put 14 ounces of fresh oil in there.
Yeah, it's full. Looks like completely full, I would say. Yeah, it's full. So that should not be the problem at all. Okay.
So there's the spark plug, and when you take that off, I noticed the top of the spark plug didn't look the way I expected it to look. I expected a nice chrome color,
Yeah,
and it's all discolored.
it doesn't necessarily really have to be.
And she does have a spare plug.
Okay, that's great.
It's in, I think it's in the bag here.
We're going to see if it actually has fire to start with.
Okay.
And I do not have.
You know, it's funny because
surprised.
mine came with one.
That's what I was thinking. Most of them did, I thought. Come with something to take it out.
I'm going to pause the video here
Yes.
and go. I'm back on the road because none of us had a deep socket for the spark plug. So I'm gonna run to K&B Tools and pick up one real quick. And that should not take long. And I'll turn this around. And this is, I do have a deep socket, I think 2 of them at home in a bin somewhere. And it would be a major issue for me to try to find exactly where it is. Because I've bought a couple of generators and they usually come with one, and I'm pretty sure my Honda did, and hers did not. And I believe we had a bag of everything that came in the box, and it did not come with a socket to remove the spark plug. So I brought the spare spark plug is in my pocket here, and there's an auto parts store that's closer, and I'll see if that's open, but I'm gonna be passing it. I don't think it'll be open, but we'll try. Again, another little bump in the road. So you heard in there, I don't know how well you could hear Charlie talking, but there's definitely gas in the carburetor. So the first thing to check is, hey, is it getting a spark? And it was too hard to see. He thinks it's getting a spark, but the way to really, it could be just a bad spark plug, but we need to eliminate that. So we need the socket, the deep socket, to take that out. And so that's what's got me back on the road here. It shouldn't take more than about 10 or 15 minutes. Dottie's back being with Diane, chilling out, relaxing. And it's Sunday, so I doubt this auto parts store is going to be open. It would be nice though if they were. And we have the crosswalk, red lights on. You don't see that very often here. And it goes from solid when they start crossing to blinking, meaning come to a stop before the line, and then you can go if there's no one in front of you or about to be in front of you. So it's here on the right. I've never been there. And I'd be pretty stunned if they were open. But where is it? It's right in here somewhere. Auto parts. And is that open? No, it's all gated up. It's closed. I kind of knew it would be. So that's all gated up. Now there's 2 or 3 places I can go if K&B. The first one, I'll try K&B, then I can try the hardware store, and then there's a place in Tyson Wells that I'm sure has it. But we need to go all the way to the other end of Main Street here to where that yellow tower. You heard me describe this before. We're looking for a yellow water tower to go into K&B Tools. And it's up here pretty far on the right here. I can see it on the right up here. I don't know if you can see it on the screen. If you got one of those 72-inch TVs, I bet you see it. And it's right next to, right after the Stagecoach Motel. And I mention the Stagecoach Motel often because, not because of the motel part, although I hear nice things about the motel if you want to stay in a motel here. But there's a Chinese restaurant right in there that I consider to be very good. Someone said yesterday they didn't have a good experience there. But I've been there 4 or 5 times and always never had a complaint. And here's, it says on the tower, it says K&B with an arrow to the right. I remember I came in here last year and I bought one of those expandable ladders. And it was fairly expensive, and I bought it, and I went home, and I'm all happy about it. And right at closing time, it was, oh, AJ's isn't open, but K&B is open. They're open. So I will be right back, and I'll be right with you. So I'm back. It took less than 60 seconds, I think, to find it and to pay for it. It was $2.50. I've got it. And I was telling you the story. So I bought this ladder, and I got home. I'm all excited about it. And I opened the back of the truck, and there's no ladder there. I'm like, did I put it in the back seat? I look at the back seat. It's not there. And I'll tell you why, and it happened here. I just get such a kick out of the people that work here that I kid around with them. And I did that when I bought the ladder, and I walked my butt out of there without the ladder after I paid for it. And they were closed by the time I got home. And I called them the next morning, they laughed. And she's like, you got your receipt for that, son? I said, I think I do. Well, come bring your receipt and take your ladder home. And the guy that helped me today, I walked in, I said, yeah, I need a deep socket for this spark plug. And he said, oh yeah, there you go. And I said, I think I got 3 of them at home. And he says, everybody's got about $500 worth of tools at home and none here. And the lady behind the counter, she was a delight. But I paid, and trust me, I have the product in my hand. I didn't leave it there. And we're good. We got what we needed. We got it. So that didn't take long, did it? I'll be able to tell how long by how many I can see on the clock. Not the clock, but the video that's going. I'm coming up on 2 minutes since I restarted it, and I guess just about double what I get when I get back to Charley's, and that'll be how long I've been gone. I bet it's close to just 10 minutes. We just passed Silly Al's Pizza. Lovely pizza place, just fantastic pizza place. There's a coffee shack right there I haven't tried. Post office on the left. This guy that sells all these storage sheds that I really think you could use them to build yourself your own tiny home on a budget. And let's see. You know, over here on the right is a big RV lot that in past years has been filled with RVs. It was empty this year. And we got Taco Mia, Mexican restaurant on the left. I've had both good and mediocre experiences there, but mostly good. The Roadrunner Market on the left, which is my marker for Main Street Laundry on the right here, because they don't have a big sign. So I look for Roadrunner. When I see Roadrunner, I know I can make a right, and I will be in, like Flynn, into Main Street Laundry. And we got Coyote Fresh Foods and Family Dollar on the left here. And up a little ways, we got where I get my propane. There are lots of places, lots of nice, good places. get propane in town, but I like patties. And do I have a particular reason I like patties? Not really. I just like it. I'm a creature of habit. I love often doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. I'm kidding about the second part. I'm just comfortable going there. I like it. Friendly people. Not that they're like, I mean, the probably more friendly is RV Lifestyles, the guy there that helped me replace the valve on my bum tank. He was the nicest guy in the world. All the people there are nice, so I just don't have a real good reason. It's just convenient. It seems I always want to go to Coyote Fresh when I get my propane, so maybe that's the reason I like going there. Because Coyote Fresh is pretty much right across the road there. We're passing the police department, Quartzsite PD on the right. And the library is up on the right here, and I know how to get to Charley's place because I know the first stop sign after the library, I make my right. Make my right at the stop sign right here to go to Arizona Sun RV Park. And making a right on East Quail Trail. I could get in the library by going right here. I don't know, you might be able to get Wi-Fi in the parking lot when it's closed. I don't know, I've never tried it. It'd be worth trying. It's free Wi-Fi. And up here is the Arizona Sun RV Park, but it's the back end of it, so there's no sign. I think the front of it is on at least a street. Yeah, it's over at the end of, I'm talking on Las Palomas Avenue here. If you go straight there, you see the sign and the main entrance and everything. This is kind of a back way in that we got here. And I just love those big chrome-sided giant buses. I love it. And we have arrived, and I'm at 6:30. So it probably took me 15 minutes to do the whole thing. That's my guess. That's my guess. Well, all right. So we got the proper wrench, and we're gonna see if eliminate the spark plug as the culprit. I said to the guy in there, I said, I think I got about 3 of these at home. And he says, everybody in this town has $500 worth of tools at home and none here.
None here. That's the way I am.
Looks fine, doesn't it?
It does look fine. All right. Well, we're going to check the fire now and see. Let me get around here where I kind of get it in the dark and maybe I can see better.
So we thought it was the coil because Charlie had stuck something in the line and didn't get a shock when I pulled it, but it looks like he wasn't making contact. We put the new spark plug in and pull it, Charlie. Voila! It was shipped with a bad spark plug. Well, it was a little confusing doing the filming and trying to help Charlie. So I don't know how good that footage was of the actual repair job. But so Charlie went through testing everything, and one of the last things he tested was to make sure that there was spark getting to the spark plug, and he wasn't getting a spark. And you know, even taking, not even using the existing, the original spark plug, he, you know, took the cap and put a screwdriver down in there and held it like he would receive a shock if, when I pulled the cord, and he didn't receive a shock, and he put a wire and see if the wire would, it just, there was no spark. But then, so we eliminated everything except for the, I think it's called the starter coil. And he said, it's got to be a bad coil, but let's just put in the, let's try the new spark plug, because they send, you know, they send you with a spare spark plug. And we put that in, and immediately, you know, putting the spark plug in that little socket and then laying it against the metal, there was an instant spark. And he said, well, it's not much of a spark, but I see a spark. Let's put the new plug in. And we did, and it fired up right away. And the interesting thing to note is that when I looked at the old spark plug, it had a green magic marker mark on the side of the spark plug. There had to have been a reason that Honda did that. And I suspect that during the process, someone determined there was a problem with that spark plug, and wires got, you know, figurative wires got crossed, and it was left in there instead of replacing it. Because certainly it was definitely a bad spark plug it was shipped with, and it's running like a top now. So it saved my friend probably 8 hours on the road for a new spark, would have ended up being a new spark plug. Saved their time, and probably saved Honda some money, because they would have had to pay that tech his hourly rate, some kind of big minimum, I bet, to troubleshoot it and figure it out under warranty. So I'm really sorry, I can't remember where I left off. I'm gonna editing, I'll have to chop off a big section where I didn't realize I was recording. But I think I explained what the problem was. It was a bad, yeah, I did. I explained everything, and everybody's happy, good, happy ending. And this is, you know, this is people on the road working together and helping each other out, and that's what this lifestyle is all about. Is we all support each other in the ways that we can. And today it was Charley coming to the rescue. So I'm just stopping at Coyote Fresh, buy something for dinner for the next couple of nights. They got good fresh food that I really like. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to head back to camp and relax and have a nice, easy Sunday evening. Oh, actually I have an appointment at 4 o'clock. Somebody wants to interview me, I think, for their YouTube channel at 4 o'clock, so I do have to do that, but it's 2:30, I've got an hour and a half. So that's going to be it for today's video there. I appreciate you, thank you, and we'll see you on the next one. I appreciate you watching.